Hi everyone. Welcome to Adventures with Raven and Rowley. I'm Raven and this is Rowley. For the previous 5 years we've lived full-time in an RV, a Class A and then a fifth wheel. We've lived full-time in a converted 6x12 cargo trailer for the past 11 months until 2 weeks ago. Last week I took you on the first leg of my journey into a new life, into sticks and bricks, out of mobile transportation here. This week I will take you on a first of 2 flights that I've will go on. If you're curious, please join us on this journey and continue to watch. It's been a while since I've been on a plane. Last time I flew was to take a cruise to the Caribbean islands, the Southern Caribbean islands. I went with my mother. That was the last place I went with her, as a matter of fact. She was 90 at the time, and that was about a little over 10 years ago. As a result, I was kind of nervous about this flight, you know. Although not really nervous. I was just, I guess, just kind of apprehensive or something, nervous. I didn't know how Rowley was going to react. Probably it was because I was nervous because of Rowley. Anyway, I worried about him. I didn't want to give him drugs. Various and sundry friends suggested drugs. My doctor in Nevada said she would give him drugs if I thought whatever, but she didn't recommend it. She didn't recommend drugs at all. But he came through just okay. He came through fine, just as the vet predicted, you know. I stayed the last night before leaving Nevada at the True Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas. It was more like a motel than a hotel. But I had to catch a 6 a.m. flight. So I was up at 3, out walking Rowley at 3 o'clock in the morning, and checked out at 4 because we had to be at the airport at minimum 2 hours earlier than the flight. Anyway, we took the shuttle over to McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, I tripped getting out of the shuttle. Actually, I landed okay. I didn't really hurt anything. I think it was more of a shock, and I was just tense about the whole thing anyway, you know, so I was okay. I really was okay. It's just inattentiveness, I think. Somehow, though, I got all of that luggage over to the terminal to check in. I actually had to pile it up, go across the street, across traffic, into the terminal with the cage and 3 bags and a backpack, you know. It was just a lot of stuff. Anyway, when I got to the terminal, I had to wait for a wheelchair. I couldn't have walked that whole entire terminal with all of those bags and Rowley and his crate, you know. It would have been impossible for me to do that. Although maybe not. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that. So I'm glad of the people who push the wheelchairs, you know. It wasn't until I got off of the plane in New Jersey that I found out that I should have tipped each of them. I should have tipped the wheelchair drivers in Vegas. I just didn't know, you know. Nobody ever mentioned that on YouTube, you know. As it was, I had 2 hours before the flight to take off at 6 o'clock, you know. But they got me from point A to point B in a timely manner. I didn't think I would make it walking. I just don't think I would have made it. Not in that amount of time. And then, of course, there was a special check-in for Rowley. You know, they wanted him, you know. They wanted him all up underneath his belly everywhere. Wanted him, wanted the inside and the outside of his crate, all of his food bags, everything they wanted, you know, to make sure that he was okay. But I noticed from this flight compared to other flights I've taken in the past that when we landed, nobody applauded the pilot for a safe landing on either flight. I had a layover where I had to change from one plane to another. And they wheelchaired me from one plane to the other, which was super. So I didn't give the people in Seattle a tip either because I didn't know, you know. Sorry about that. Next time. And nobody said thank you to the stewardesses when we got off the plane. On European flights that I've taken, people have applauded when the pilot lands. But nobody joined me. I mean, I clapped, you know, a couple of times, but nobody joined me. It was a pleasant ride. There was no turbulence or anything. It was pretty outside the window, even though I wasn't sitting at the window seat. And I found out after this flight that it was very poor manners to take a video past somebody sitting, you know. It's like they have to stay back the whole time while you're taking a picture, you know. It's not cool. I didn't know. I don't know. Didn't have flight manners, you know what I mean? But anyway, anyway, the Rowley report. So the plane arrived in New Jersey about a half an hour early. My daughter was there to pick me up, which was cool. When I picked up Rowley at the station, Rowley was very laid back. He was not barking. He wasn't carried on. He wasn't overly excited. He wasn't whining to get out of the cage when he saw me. But, you know, he got out and he was happy to see me when I took him out, but he wasn't crazy like he sometimes is when I come home. So the ride must have been okay for him, you know. Well, the thing, too, was that when we first took off in the first plane, I heard him barking. I heard him barking in the hold. But as soon as the plane took off, he was quiet, and he never barked again. I never heard him bark again, anyway. So, as I said, the ride must have been okay for him. He's okay here with the babies. He barks at them if they come into this room where I'm at. I think he believes that this room is my domain and no one is supposed to be here except us. You know, that's it. But he puts up with the babies okay. And they are babies. My great-grandson is 1 and my great-granddaughter is 3. So, yeah. So he does. He puts up well with them. And he runs and hides if they get too rambunctious. He doesn't try and do anything. He gets away as fast as he can. I am seriously grateful for that because I didn't know how he was going to react. I was hoping that he wouldn't snap at them or anything like that because they're the only one. They're babies, you know. Everybody else, though, he barks at if they come into this room. Now, this is my daughter's house, so they bark at her, you know. He has begun to venture out of this room if I leave the door open. But he's like slinks to take a look and then sneaks back in, you know. A couple of times he actually ventured out into the kitchen and barked at my daughter while she was cooking. And run back in here, you know. So, and we all knew that he was a toy thief, right? I mean, I think my very first videos talked about how he would steal the neighbor's toys. Well, he's stealing the baby's toys, okay? he was really funny a couple of days ago. He ran out. He ran out into the living room, stole a couple of toys, stuffed toys, little stuffed toys, and brought them back into this room, right? So the baby boy came in and took his toy back. Rowley waited until he was out of the room, went back out into the living room and stole that same toy back and brought it back here. You know, so my great-grandson came back into the room and they played that game off and on all day. He's stealing that same toy back and forth all day long. So as of right now, the floor is kind of littered with Rowley toys. Rowley and baby toys. You know, so, you know, babies, what can I tell you? But then again, we've only been here for a couple of days. And I'm sure he'll get used to all of these people around here after a while. At least I hope so. Because this, you know, constant barking isn't fun. And I'm sure I'll get used to all of these people around here too. Because there are a lot of people in New Jersey and in New York, and there's a lot of people. This is the most people I've been around in a long time. Okay? So anyway, please subscribe and share my videos. Also, please click the like icon. Oh, that's a good word, like on. And the notification bell. And thanks for watching. Take care of you and yours, and blessed be. I'll see you next Friday, around 5 p.m. Pacific time. And you have fun this week, okay?